To another presentation tonight that is Lavender Esports back again, looking to extend, or should I say end, their losing streak tonight. 0-3 on the season. Lavender is looking to bounce back big. Yeah, their pistol rounds are usually pretty decently set up. There's usually some kind of 2 or 3 split design to the madness, and that's typically what you'll see, especially on Inferno. Look at this. It's going to be 3 towards B, 2 towards A. The A players are likely to stay passive. The B players likely to get aggressive. Look, pop flashes here from Pat to aggress them into Banana, and they've got firm Banana control. Now, how does the T team respond? They're working their way up, alternate. They're about to meet Shuba at top middle, who's looking for an aggressive pick all by himself. Probably not the right decision, as he is down in numbers in this situation, does not want to give up his life, and he realizes, maybe I should take a few steps backwards here. Look at this. The CT aggression is not too heavy, right? They've got control. HardFluff is going to decide to double with his teammate, so Classic will take the angle. This is usually pretty good, right? If Classic can allow himself to die after getting 1 kill, they're not likely to re-peek and look in the same spot for HardFluff. But that is even if they decide to come Banana. Right now they're testing middle strong, and Shuba may give him an opportunity to get tested. But I love the positioning here, because if he can stay alive as they try to go B, he can get a quick shot straight down middle, and that's going to be what they decide they want to do. They're going to come straight up Banana. There you go. Claxic's gone, but they're not going to clear HardFluff. They'll get 1 easy kill, but that's going to be it. Now the response needs to be there. Shuba's taking way too much time. He's not really doing much of anything. There's going to be 1 lurk inside, alternate middle. Will he find the kill? No, Shuba will instead. It becomes a 3v3 just like that. Bomb plant will get planted easily. A grenade will do a little bit of damage, but Tank will find a good headshot right on the worry, and then we are in a 3v2. Bomb is planted. Time is not on the side of CTs. Shuba needs to get up there to help his team. There it is. 1 easy kill. The Glock to find the last one as Tank closes out Speedy in a good pistol round for Lavender Esports, even with a shaky trade-off there for HardFluff and Classic. I love the positioning from them. I just would have loved to see Classic get 1 there.
Absolutely. The setup was absolutely beautiful. You double up into those logs, like you said. They're not going to check for a second player there. HardFluff able to pick up 1. I would have loved to have him have an opportunity to have some trigger discipline there. Hope to maybe let a couple run by him before he starts killing him and get a couple. Unfortunately, it's just the 1, but the response from the CTs was so strong. Shu was able to come down mid, find his kill and ult, come up through Banana as the other 2 players rotate through CT. Beautiful round and a great start from them. They need to be able to build off of this. As you see, 4 Deagles, a P250, only 1 set of non-head armor on the T's here. They're basically giving this round up, trying to eco out some guns. As you see, Pat going to get aggressive. He's going to find 2 in Banana real quick. 5v3, Lavender looking strong early.
The aggression for the Banana control is very good here. This is what I want to see them kind of continue to do throughout the half, right? Dominate one part of the map and make the T's play into the other part, and that's what you're seeing right now, which is great Counter-Strike. But can you continue with that pace going into gun rounds? That's the thing, is a lot of teams, once they go into gun rounds, they'll play way too passive and way too relaxed. And right now you've got Cloud in an attempt to 1v5 clutch this. He's looking for the first kill on the round. Pat directly to his right. There's a chance to find the headshot, but HardFluff with the perfect angle on top of that half wall to get the trade efficiently, and they'll happily give up 1 in exchange for all that money that Pat just made.
Yeah, losing Pat there is not that big of a deal. He's down there more for an information, trying to catch somebody off guard. It is tough in that situation, that late in the round. Only a 1v5. You're going to clear every possible angle you can. He ends up losing his life, but not a big deal. He's able to now get on a FAMAS rather than having that MP9 in his hand. So 2 FAMASs, an MP9, 2 M4s into the first gun round, already on an Opus Cloud on the T side, hoping that he can get effective and start opening up the rounds for his team.
See, I don't mind this setup from the CTs, at least 1 round, right? They've given up Banana control. T side has allowed them to take Banana control, so B is now wide open for the T's. Now the CT control is a question mark, right? Shuba's exposed in middle all by himself. Not really a teammate there to back him up. He's all the way back arches. So he's going to get traded with 0 kills. And there's, again, really no opportunity for a trade. But what you're going to see is Classic resets with Dank at top middle to try to reclaim that number. So that's good. There's a trade. And there's the fall off. That's perfect. You've reset it to a 4v4. Now, how did the terrorist team respond? That's the next question. And right there, a perfect molly to stop any potential rush. The problem is Dank goes all the way around, and now Classic is forced to make this work. He's got nothing. Speedy will find the kill eventually. The flash was really, really good. Classic was forced into a pretty much a no-win situation there. And now You've got the MP9 retake attempt. One player sitting in middle. He's going to get an easy kill there. And Pat with the FAMAS. Got no money in the bank. Really should not go for this. Maybe he's going to try to turn this into an AK. Cactus may give him the opportunity. He does, but he does not win the fight. So there you go. 2-1, first gun round of the blows. Not a bad series of events. The biggest question mark for me, Matt, has got to be Shuba early around there.
Absolutely. I think you're just staying too long. You know that Boiler's a spot of contention. You're almost not even thinking about Boiler, and you're just laser focused on that mid section. And yeah, you're alone. There's no trade opportunity. There's no setup that you have right there where you should be in that position. And he gets punished for it. And ultimately, I think that probably causes them the round. But what I will say is the adjustment that they made to find a way to get numbers even almost immediately was beautiful. It's something that we've been asking for so long, and they do a great job. Classic here looking to find Sweetie. Beautiful. He's going to find him on the head stack into Boiler. Now they got to get out and get repositioned for this defense.
Look at that. So they drew up a plan. They said, yeah, we're going to be forced in kind of a weird buy situation, but they said, let's do something cheeky. Let's do a boost in Boiler. This is some good Counter-Strike. This is the way that you want this to start for Lavender. Even though they've given up the first gun round, now they have a 5v4 advantage. Now, with the 5v4 advantage, I would love to see more passive play from everybody, right? Let's get out of Arch. Let's go ahead. I love this site setup right here, but let's get Dank into pit with them, and let's have these guys completely fall off into B. That's what I would be calling right now in this instance with these advantage and numbers. But right now, you're going to let the AKs literally work into middle, and they will have the advantage in any potential fight. Tank is the one I'm worried about. He's basically isolated here. A good flash to that smoke is going to blow his game up, but HardFluff able to get one banana. The spray through is not effective at all. He's going to have to fall back there, and now he's got Arch's passive. Flashes for himself. There's one there, but he's going to get blasted. So that potentially opens up the site now, as both of these players are going to be forced to look left and right. Now the AKs can do some serious work. The MP9s, however, will get one. There's one more remaining in the smoke, and he'll get dropped. Worry's just doing tons of work right now. Now it's a 2v1 as one more gets picked off from Pat with a deagle. Cactus is going to be all on his lonesome. He's got bomb in control. 8 seconds, he's going to be forced to plant. There's the plant. Now they know they have a 2v1 isolated in sight, but Pat, does a very good job of being that decoy there. HardFluff makes the shot count, and the blows will drop their following gun round. So a bit of a quasi from Lavender. Lavender makes it work.
Yeah, that's a hard quasi, but you're right. They come out with a great game plan in that round. They say, you know what? We're going to go ahead and force whatever we can here. They do the one-way smoke with the cheeky little Boiler boost. They're able to open up the round with one, go numbers up. The only critique I have about that round is Dank just needs to, as soon as he gives up that arch control, he just needs to fall off completely and just say, hey, they can have arch control. I'm going to try and just stop the wrap from happening. Instead, he tries to flash for himself and do a little too much, puts his team in a tough spot. So they're able to pull it out and get the W.
Oh, man. That grenade damage from Unspooky was unrealistic, or maybe actually realistic for CSGO, I should say. Pat's going to try to counter nade as he gets mollied. He's into a corner. It may spread to him. It may not. It doesn't matter. Unspooky's just not looking at him. That's unfortunate. The smoke was going to save Pat's life very late. Classic gets dropped at back A, more towards apartments. But Pat's just lucky to get out of there with his life. Now look at HardFluff's rotation. What's the question here, right? Is your team calling over that there's multiple numbers A? Because you just left Pat alone with 56 HP. And they look to me like they are favoring the B site. They've got one player trying to control Banana, one player trying to control A right now. Shuba to get one at top A. And look at this. Terrorist response is, let's take A control. They think they've got a bleeding opening here. HardFluff instead, though, he's there with that AWP. This could be bad for the blows. Based on this call, this resmoke is perfect with 45 seconds. They're going to try to go through it. The AKs are strong. Dank is even stronger, though, as Cactus gives them a free kill. Until eventually getting the trade, and there's HardFluff. They're inside the site. So good rotation. I definitely didn't see them committing to A so heavily there, but they did early, and it just looked like a very good read on the half of Lavender.
Yeah, I think basically right there what happens is Pat being at the sandbags, getting the first kill through smoke. Everything else is smoked off. They have no information. Is he still sandbag? Is he not? What are the numbers like there? I think that they just take a calculated risk and say, hey, they might think that we're stacked with two here still. Let me rotate over since they got one at A and just stack that site. Great call from HardFluff. They're able to make it work. And here you go with some beautiful grenades down Banana to slow down this rush.
Yeah. He's not going to fall off at all. He's going to take these pistols to the bank right here. He's going to get 2 free kills, basically, on the round. They're going to turn that AK into something usable, but HardFluff, 34 HP. He's in a little bit of an opportunity of a chance here. Misses his shot. Worry will capitalize, and now they've got a bomb site completely open. Oh, there you go. Dank will actually find 1, make that 2 through the smoke, and now Cloud has the AWP all alone. This could go badly, though. 1 shot is all it takes to change this out, and he will miss it. Dank with the bunny hop will secure the headshot onto Cloud, and they've got a 5-1 advantage right now with some money really starting to drive the way of the CT side, whereas the Terrace are still going to be able to scrap one together here.
Yeah, and even though the money is looking all right on the CT side, it's still not great, right? 2,900 is the most you have, and that's on Classic. 2,200 on Shuba. Everybody else 550 or lower. So they're not out of the woods yet. These rounds have been relatively close, which keeps the economy in check. It's easier to buy on your T side. Great job securing that eco, and Shuba dies to the freaking apartments molly. Are you kidding me?
So they have literally mollied that every single round. There's been a couple of rounds where they failed to molly, like they hit the edge of the window, but they've attempted to molly that every single round. So the fact that he decides that he's going to run through that blows my mind. That's the exact reason people throw that molly. So number 1, you can't peek into them, and number 2, you can't fast cross apartments, and you run right into that. So bad awareness on the part of Lavender there. There's Shuba pushing through. Now you've got to answer back. Dank's going to shoot his own teammate and give himself away at that flower pot position. Pat's going to use that as influence, though. He's going to pick up 1. He's possibility of getting another here at this angle. It could be favoring him, and it does. Dank and Pat combined for 3 total right now on the round. HardFluff looking for anything as they start to come towards him at B. A 1v2 right now with him anchoring in. CT rotation is slow. 1 jumps over, runs right into his crosshair. He makes the shot count. The other one planting firmly on the other side of Coffin. He's not going to be able to make the spam happen, but it doesn't matter. Classic runs in for rotation, and what was a 4v5 miscalculation step by Shuba quickly becomes a 4v all for Lavender Esports. So I guess it was a good thing that he died early, question mark?
I don't think it was a good thing that he died early, but I think that the response was great. Dank being on that boost is a very off angle. It's not something that's ever checked from a boiler player or somebody coming around mid into lane, right? And then Pat does a great job in supporting him in lane, finding 2 coming out of apps, which allows Dank to just laser focus on that boiler mid area. So a great job from them, a really nice setup, and they're able to lock it down. And here you go. Looks like a straight up B execute quickly through the smoke. Here we go.
Yeah, Pat's in a lot of trouble here. I'm glad to see him get 1. Make that 2. Surprisingly enough, he manages the 2 kills. I guess that's where that 30-bullet magazine comes into serious play. Now you got HardFluff on the AWP, who smells 1 himself. He says, I'll get involved here. After Pat clears the way. Gonna re-aggress. Finds 1. Now he's in trouble. He's got to make his way back out and get back into sight, and he will do exactly that. It's now a... Oh, come on, guys. You're getting a little greedy here. Yeah, that's a difficult thing to do. HardFluff's got to hit this next shot, or he's putting his team in jeopardy. He misses, and he dies. So you just turn a 2v5 into now a 2v3 with Plant. Now for Lavender, they've got Plant to worry about. They were feeling that momentum, which there's nothing wrong with it, but you've got to be knowing when to take those risks, and those were not risks that needed to happen. Speedy will die, thankfully. They will recover the retake with no problem. Good positioning from HardFluff, and really, really great job on Pat getting those 2 early, but just, come on, just relax. Just relax.
If I am on the team of Lavender Esports, Jesse, you've been on teams with me, you know I would be livid. I understand you win the round, great. But you just gave up 2 guns that you didn't have to give up at all because you want to be aggressive and you want to feed more kills. There's no reason for it. At that point, you'd both go to one-and-done spots into the site, let the T's try and execute into you, clean them up, no problem. It's better for your economy. It's better for the team aspect of things. You don't even give them a shot into the round. So a little unfortunate that they decided to get aggressive like that. I think that's the first real misstep we've seen in these rounds strung together so far.
I mean, it's good. It's good to see that they're confident, right? Like, I love the confidence, but you need to know when it's confidence and when it's stupidity. And in that case there, it was just a bad step and you know, stupid. On Spooky, gonna test Banana here early. The pop flash is gonna come in. HardFluff gets traded out after he gets one onto Cloud, and now he's got to fight versus... Oh, there we go. Shuba gets 1 at Boiler. Pat basically gonna have to hold this 2v1. There was a good smoke in front. Oh, Cactus again on alert to Classic, so it's a 3v3. The good news about this is there's no bomb in possession of anybody on the T side. Cactus is very low. Advantage will go to Lavender here, even if they try to reset into B. Most teams will take this as it's a 3v3. You're going to assume that the lesser site is going to be B. So Pat knows this. This is why he's reset into this back corner, because he knows that he's got to isolate himself. But you'll notice he shoulders because he wants to make sure that they're not just walking through. And now it's just going to come down to timing. They've got 3 smokes, 1 molly, 1 flash to make this work. Molly's new box, which is exactly where Pat was before. This is good for him. He's just got to get 1 to make it count. And he'll secure 1. Now there's a chance he can get another. And does not quite close it, but does his job, buys some time, 15 seconds on the round. Shuba will find 1 more banana, and now Spooky will be forced into this rotation, into this post plant, and 2v1. And there you go. Dank will close it out. They'll get the fuse. Easy round for them. Lavender continues with the dominance.
Yeah, I think what I would have liked to see, I mean, obviously great round there. They have great responses to everything that's happening. One thing I wouldn't want to see is Classic. I think he goes for information, right? They think that it's going to be a B play, so he gets aggressive into B apps on his own and allows the T's on the blows to even it back up to a 3v3. And then I would have liked to see, hey, stick somebody in pit, let them anchor A. They're at a much stronger position there than leaving Pat alone at B. Luckily, Pat, he's able to pick up 1. He's able to delay enough for the rotation to come in. No problem on the post plant. HardFluff going to miss the shot. Pat going to eat a nade. Early advantage towards the blows on an interesting buy.
Classic will pick 1 up early for Cactus, though, so that's good. The Cactus has been a thorn in his side, no pun intended, for pretty much the majority of his apartment's play so far. And you've got a 4v4 now. So you'll start to see again, A clearly is the plan. Dank, nade out, gets caught by Speedy. 1 on apartments is about to fall back into pit, which is good. He's pretty much going to be all by himself. Nope, decides to stay on balcony. Cannot secure the 1. Worry will find it instead. It's a 2v4. The AWP is going to be terrible in an op retake situation, so there's a chance he'll look for the kill, but likely not to find one unless they aggress in the wrong spots. Yeah, HardFluff will fall off here. Looking for 1 behind. Pat will also fall off. This is the problem with CT Economy we talked about. Even though you're up 8-1, they're really reset here. They're going to be able to have 2 players fully invest, but they've got to keep 1 rifle alive to drop to Classic. And the T Economy is going to start thriving because of this post-plant round. Well, I take that back, actually. Cloud TV is going to get aggressive right into the waiting arms of HardFluff, so he's going to lose his rifle for no reason. I mean, there's just, you don't have the money to chase at this point. I understand why you want to, but you don't have the cash in the bank. Yeah, Cactus now, 3650. He's not going to be able to AK fully armor. He's going to have to go with Galil. Or maybe get an AK dropped from one of the players that can afford it. But yeah, there you go. 8-2. Blows finally picking 1 up, Matt.
Yeah, 6 rounds in a row for Lavender, and you look over at their buy, and they have to force an MP9 out. There's some players that don't have head armor. Luckily, they have full utility. They do have full kits. So, I mean, even with 6 rounds in a row, they're still scrapping because of some interesting rounds and some close rounds at that. So, 8-2, they've already won the half. Everything on top of this is going to be huge. I think they really need a 10-5 half to set the tone and really go into their T side looking strong.
Not to mention they haven't had one all season, right? Not a single winning half has started out their game so far this season. They have started down, they have started out, they have been come back behind to get to 8-7 or 9-6 at half. And right now they're showing dominance, and not only that, they're majority winners. They've already won the majority of the half, which is something completely and entirely new for them. But you do not let that go. You're 8-2. If you finish anything less than 10-5, you have a bad half. I'm sorry. You just take it the way that it is. You need to win this out strong. 2 rounds away from getting 10. B is going to be the favorite site again by the looks of things. And again, it's a 4v3, so you're down in numbers. You want to pick the site that you think you have the best shot at winning, and that is going to be B. Even though B has been very strong in past, HardFluff and Pat are known to do some goofy things. Dank for the aggression to peek into him. He's going to get the info. That's good, though. That's not terrible info. He does a little bit of damage. Now they know the numbers are there, so you're going to have rotation in early from the A-bomb site. And now HardFluff is kind of isolated here with that AWP. He's going to be able to just wait for his teammates to rotate into him. Nope, never mind. He's going to just find one straight through the smoke. Question mark, HardFluff. Planner will not get deleted by sus HardFluff here. But Unspooky will at new box, and now the last player so low. He burned alive for that molly, and he is so ripped in that smoke. Shuba will sniff him out, and there you go. 9-2. That is a guaranteed 9-6 half or better for Lavender.
Yeah, it's definitely something that they needed, especially with how the season's gone so far. You're right. They haven't won a single half. This is looking very promising, getting going right now. HardFluff doing a really good job on the op tonight. He's not spamming smokes so much like we talked about, right? That was one of the things that I had a critique on is, just sitting there just spamming and spamming and spamming to the point that you don't have any bullets left. You have to reload. And he was getting punished for it actually on this map in Inferno at B. He's definitely, from what it seems, taking that into account. He's embraced the baldness, and it's showing so far.
Good molly. Cloud's going to die to it, absolutely. He tries to Mac 10 and change of pace. At Banana by himself. Ends up getting caught by a perfectly thrown grenade, and then the rest of the damage through that molly.
No, it was actually a wall shot from the op of HardFluff.
Oh, was it?
I just talked about the spamming. He actually hits the spam and lets him die to the molly.
There you go. Oh, but the thing about this is they didn't stop there, right? They got the one pick, and then they sussed out the rest of this round. And so Cactus will be able to hit one on Pat because he gets way too aggressive on that angle. But that's okay. They still have control at Banana with HardFluff there with the AWP. So all three players on CT will be able to stay firmly in control there. Tank will find one through the smoke. They are doing really good at being smoke criminals tonight. They have done a fantastic job so far. And now Shuba on the angle in sight, looking for anything. Try to make the difference. Smoke splashes. Molly goes on short. That's good. No one can run up if they wanted to. Apartments is trying to do all the work, and they're going to actually decide, looks like they're going to start falling back towards B. Yeah, that's exactly what they're going to do. So HardFluff's got the info. He's got the idea. He's going to throw two flashes. He's going to set himself up with the AWP, and here we go. On the angle, finds Speedy. He's doing a very good job of hitting his shots tonight. He's got one more directly in front of him and one pushed up towards sight. There's the shot. The chance is there. Pulls out. But there you go, kind of, Matt. What you were taking out right there is he was going to go for that spam, and Unspooky decided to go for the peek, and it worked out in his advantage. Now it's a 3v2 retake. Unspooky to sit in front of Dark. And one to sit Banana. Unspooky in trouble. Shuba's got him. Now you've got one last player in Cactus sitting inside the smoke, and Classic gets the read. The smoke criminals on Lavender tonight are on point. They are doing their job, and they're doing everything perfectly. The Woes have no questions to answer right now as Lavender goes up 10-2.
It just looks so much more decisive tonight. Like it feels like they're finally getting the right reads on their CT side. They're able to rotate properly, and then when it comes to retake, they're playing it completely together. This is a night and day showing from what we saw last night, what we saw the other night on Inferno. This is exactly what you and I have been asking for. They're doing a great job, and they need to continue it. HardFluff going to miss that opening shot onto Banana. He's going to pay with his life. Pat tries to fall back and hold off as long as he can to get this rotation in.
Thankfully, they decided to slow down. Little bit of a questioning decision. If I'm the Blow, as I look back at this round, is why did we do that? Oh, the molly on the path there ended up completely ruining his game plan. The good news is there's a lot of nade damage that came on to Spooky and Worry, and spam is good as well. So they're below, but Dank has got a big challenge in front of him on 1v5. Would love to turn some kills, but he's not going to be able to. 5 alive for the Blows. They'll pick up the third. Guys, just so you know, in chat, this is not No Love Esports. I know the colors are the same. I know there's some players you recognize. No Love is, first of all, disbanded. The org is no more. Bears and the Boys is in main. And Bears, Messi, Dwizzy, they are staying together. They're still playing together.
And Nate.
But it's just minus Pat and HardFluff. And Pat did reunite on this Lavender squad. So that is not quite what you think is going on here, but either way, we're glad to still be following some of the guys, and this is just kind of what we went with this season. And next season, who knows? We could do both. We could do a little mixed bag. We'll just see what happens.
Well, we just saw what happened there with HardFluff. 1 Deeg to the face of Cactus, getting aggressive in apartments with those Deagles. Obviously, you see it's an eco round here. 5 Deagles across the board, light armor, a couple of kits, some utility because they are in the double save situation. And they're going to go up 5v4 into this round as they get aggressive down mid as well.
Look at that. Cloud gets eliminated. Speedies are taking sight for the blows, but this is very good for Lavender. You've got good positioning coming up the flank. The spam even from Classic is very strong. Speedy sniffs him out through the smoke, but there's some damage dealt. HardFluff can potentially have a huge round here with his AK. Dank to back him up as well. Molly's going to clear out new box. There's one sitting pillar. He sniffs him out. There's one more new box. Coffins, and he'll eventually close the round out. So HardFluff gets an easy 3K to make that eco look simple, and now you're on the verge of 10-5. No Lavender would love to close this 11-4, though, with this buy.
Yeah, and this spot's going to be scrappy, right? They were up against it. Even though they won all those rounds, they were close rounds. So here you go. This is what you get on the last round. Only 1 kit, 2 M4s, 2 Deagles, an MP9, and very, very light utility. I would expect to see some sort of aggression somewhere. And as you see, 3 towards Banana already. That's something we haven't seen so far.
No, we haven't, and it makes sense because their success has come from B so far. Last couple of rounds, I should say. The thing that frustrates me, though, when they do this stack B play, they continue to keep people inside lane. So, like, Dank here is in a perfect position to be passive on sight, but Shuba's so aggressive at lane. Last thing you want to do is see him give that number up. Yeah, he'll literally walk right into taking 50 damage from that grenade. And he finally falls passively into sight. I get it, right? You still want to get that information for middle. You want to know that they're not completely wrapping you in this position, but at the same time, you need you to stay alive. I'd rather you be playing Moto. Here we go. A execution coming in for the blows. Dank will find the first one at Graveyard. He's isolated. He gets a second. Pat gets one as well. On the trade and transfer, it's just too easy. Lavender makes it look super simple. Shuba staying alive and getting into sight makes it even easier. And there you go. An 11-4 start. The first winning half for Lavender on the season. 50% ball win rate, a possibility. Yeah, when it works, right? I mean, it's a good point. Even though rounds do work and you have success, there's always still some things that you can take away from it. And here we go. The Glock train for Lavender. The flash through the smoke. The flash around sight. They're going to go straight up in the middle. Or they're going to try to do an around-the-world setup. We'll find out. Cloud will get dominated by the trades from Lavender. Spooky relaxing inside a pit. He gets completely flashed off. Are they going to peek him? The information is there. One comes around Moto, and there you go. Glock's just doing work. It's all down to Cactus. He's got the USB. He's got armor. He's got no kit. Okay. All right. Okay. All right. And we're good to go. Lavender secures the pistol.
I'm pretty sure I stopped breathing as soon as he killed the bomb. Why the bomb is going back towards brackets to take a look, and he's the one that gets dropped is way beyond me. But yeah, a nice round. Realistically, the flashes this time, something that we talked about before, the flashes weren't hitting where they were intended to the last time they were throwing those. This time, both flashes, great for the pit player, great for the Moto player. They're able to work off of them very well timed. 4 MAC-10s and an AK into this round, knowing that the blows are up against it. They're going to try and make some money on the T side.
Yeah, they're gonna have some challenges, though. Cactus gets aggressive with the MP9. It's a buy, completely. The blows, this is a challenge. Cactus is feeling it. He's going to get another. He's going to get a third. They're in a lot of trouble here. Shuba's super low with that AK. He needs to trade it out with Dank right away. But they're separated. Yeah, Dank's going to get isolated here with his HP. The flash is pretty decent, but he doesn't do anything with it. And he's in trouble. Yep. It's literally just Shuba, 10 HP, AK, hoping to make the difference. They'll find one. There's another shortly behind him. The MAC-10 spray can be wild and can be very aggressive. And honestly, perfect for this type of situation. Headshot angle. Yep, there we go. Scout on Spooky. So the boys will still one away. Just very good aggression from Cactus. Unrelenting. MP9 does tons of damage and soaks up the terrorists exactly the way that he wanted to there.
Well, yeah, he gets aggressive through his smoke, which you don't necessarily expect. But I'm going to go back to why are MAC-10s spamming the shit out of a smoke in top banana? and to the point that their reload gives their position away, and they get killed, 2 of them, because of the spam. It blows my mind.
Counter-Strike 101, you let one person spam, you let one person hold. At the very least, one person holds. It's just a good bait out. Always use it and utilize it when you can. You'll get rounds like that where people try to time around your reload and you'll get caught off, and there you go. Good news is Lavender's not completely reset on money. They did have enough to invest into this round. Deagles and Mac-10s across the board, which is a pretty comfortable buy when you consider the other team has your Mac-10s, a couple MP9s and a Deagle, 1 AK on Speedy. We'll see if it makes a difference. 7 rounds still in the lead. They're still in the driver's seat of the game. Spooky will get out wide on 1. No head armor there to make the difference. The Mac-10 doing tons of work. Eventually gets traded out by Pat. And now you're to 4v4. Oh, look at this. Good read and good call. There's only one singular player at B right now, and he's going to get challenged quickly. Worry with an MP9. HardFluff sniffing him out. 1 through CT rotation. He's taking his sweet time. HardFluff, we need a smoke in CT. There it goes. HardFluff is in trouble from behind. Worry will get 1. He's looking for more. He cannot secure it, though. The plant should be easy to come in, and it's going to be a 3v3 post-plant situation unless Cactus has something else to say about it. He'll get aggressive. He'll find a second on transfer, and now it's all down to Shuba, who gets decimated. An amazing couple of kills there from Cactus. Secures his second, 3rd K in a row, and picks up the round for the Blows.
Well, he's that guy. I'll tell you that right now. When you look at the stats on, yes, he is. Gotcha. He is the player that has been performing and outperforming his team. 83, I believe, ADR coming in this match. No one else above 70 after that, I don't believe, when I looked at the history, or excuse me, the stats of the season. So he is that playmaker, and he almost makes everybody pay. Does look like maybe a misbuy on the Lavender side here. Pat's going to pick up Galil, full armor and utility, while the rest of the team just goes Tech 9, light armor, a P250, and literally HardFluff just blocks. So I don't know what the read was here, what the call was, but it might have been a slight miscommunication with Pat.
I don't think so. If you look, there's a lot of utility in play here. I think they're trying to go for a Hero Galil. There won't be a Hero Galil play here. The Tech 9 will get the trade. The Galil gets recycled into the round, but yeah, I guess you take that trade. Can't really go out apartments here, but they're going to try. They're going to flash out. A little late flash. May get something done. And Classic does not realize there's one in pit until it's too late. Tank, though, will find one with the Galil. Tries to get another. He will. The Galil does some work. There's one more left in sight. He doesn't realize. He thinks he's in lane. There you go. Now he does. And it's too little too late. Cloud TV finds him. But it's not a bad play, right? I mean, you only had one person really truly invest, and y'all got 3 kills out of it.
I personally, this is just my personal thought, I truly believe they have the same result with Pat on a Tech 9 there. I don't think that the Galil made that much of a difference where it was like, that was a great investment, because now look, Pat's on the Deagle while everyone else is on AK. So, in my opinion, a slight misbuy, slight miscommunication, decent round, you got 3. That's exactly what you want in those type of rounds. I just feel like it could have been the same, and you could have still had money in the pocket. And here you go. Dank's going to lose his life to some great aggression from Speedy and Unspooky in apartments.
Yeah, they're clearly, their question was, where do we get aggressive? And they answered that with, let's get aggressive apartments. Let's find one. Look at their response, though. I mean, they're completely passive at this point. Cloud's about to fall back off arches. Speedy's about to be in pit. This is perfect from the blow. Yeah, and Cloud will actually still retain one. They get re-aggressive in middle, which should have been clear. Honestly, Cloud definitely overstayed his welcome, but he does quick work regardless. And they've got no bomb on their backs. It's sitting in spawn. They're still walking their way up Banana. Probably just looking for a kill. Flashing in for Pat. Pat will get aggressive. The off is blind, but it doesn't matter. It just comes down to timing there. Cactus. Excuse me. Cactus finds him. AK. Last man standing. Classic gets dropped. And now you got to start sweating a little bit if you're Lavender. You are still 4 rounds away from winning, and you are still 4 rounds in the lead, but Blow's really starting to look strong, and they're building those rounds.
That's where I'd love to see a timeout, and I think this is where the chemistry and experience that the Blows have together from last season into this season really starts to shine, right? That CT side where everybody just knows and trusts each other. Yeah, you're right. The momentum's starting to build, and what's the answer? Run through a molly.
Well, I don't mind the run through so much. They're doing a fast-paced B. There's a chance they could do something out of it. The flashes are good. Cactus is in serious trouble at New Box. I say that. He's being very patient. Beautiful no-scope on a classic, and he's really got one more kill in front of him. Dank does lots of damage. There's a chance he will. He'll secure it. Now he's got an op in his hands. Yeah, just really, really good aggression and response from the blows. A good hold on that push. I mean, you're happy with 2, but you could have had 3 or 4 if you would have killed that opera just a little bit sooner.
Yeah, and this is where that timeout could be key, right? Talk about what's one of your go-to rounds, or what's a tempo change you can have, right? I personally love an alt mid to mid tempo change, dump some flashes over, and then once you get the bracket controlled, then you can chill. Then you have all round to figure out what you're going to do, and you're probably numbers up in that situation. Instead, we just get an extremely passive hold. 3 players back at T ramp, 2 into alt mid, not even contesting apartments. I don't like the response.
The only thing I can think they'd be thinking here is, okay, we're going to hold early, and then we're going to group, and we're going to just simply execute, right? We haven't really gotten to see a straight execution with 5 alive coming from Lavender yet, and that could be interesting to see happen. Would be the only thing that I would want them to see doing, and I think that's what the call is, right? They didn't go down banana. They're going to throw some execution smokes inside A. Look, Blows has a read on it. They're already starting to reset their numbers towards a more passive A-style hold. Cloud loves just relaxing inside middle, not really falling off completely. Doesn't want to give up too much control. Whoa, is starting to rotate fully from spawn to A. Molly goes into sight. Doesn't really do anything, not too effective. This is what we talk about, their timing on their executions, right? They were grouped in middle for the last 30 seconds, and they're still holding bracket control. If you were going to execute, you needed to do it much earlier. At this point, it needs to be a fake. You need to go back towards B and re-execute a different bomb site. But Cloud is going to pick up the first kill, and now it forces your hand. You're going to go right into lane and right into a 4-man stack on the A bomb site. And there's a chance you can win this and you go straight down to shooting him. And there may be an opportunity, but Cactus is going to re-aggress with the AWP. He's feeling it tonight. Oh, misses a shot, though. Now it's a 1v1. Classic has an opportunity. Gets the bomb planted, but it's not really playable from any other positions beside in sight. And he knows it. He's going to have to stay close. He would love to isolate the player before he can even touch bomb, but he doesn't have a clear read on how this is playing out. Look at this. It's actually technically planted for this side, so if he goes around, maybe he's got a chance, but no, he's delayed. Oh, just perfect timing. Could not have played out better for him there. Lavender finally gets that elusive 13th round on the back of a 1v1, but Matt, super, super close there.
Well, Cloud actually calls that it's not an A when he gets that kill into brackets because he only sees the 1. Yeah. He doesn't see the rest of the numbers, and them staying way too long in those brackets almost works out for them in their favor. It's a very scrappy trade-by-trade take, and they wasted a lot of utility just to get to that point, but they're able to pull out the round in a 1v1. But in my opinion, probably way too close for comfort. They should have had that a little bit easier.
No doubt about it. Now your economy as a terrorist is just terrible, right? I mean, you win the round finally that you've been losing round after round after round, but if you lose this round here, you're forced to save a couple. So you have to win this one. Looks like they've chosen somewhat to do the same thing, but maybe this is more of a bracket control style play with a reset towards B. Looks like the drawn up strategy. Unspooky will find one on boost. Comfortably gets a second one as well. There's no response. The smokes are good. And what was definitely, let's try to see if we can get some picks in mid, led to 2 players dying, and now you're just resetting towards B with hopes of finding something. And Cactus is there. You find their best player. Tank tries to drop his gun in exchange, and now gonna have Pat. I've seen him win bigger games, bigger rounds. The 1v5 of this scale is pretty difficult to overtake, and yeah, he'll lose it out. So now your economy is in shambles. CT economy starting to look pretty comfortable. The pause comes in, and you're still 3 rounds up, but it is looking like a 13-13 here in a couple of minutes.
Oh, without a doubt. I think that at most you get a couple of pistols, maybe a little bit of utility, but not much. Yeah, on the CT side, they live with 5. They're able to upgrade the guns that they were not great, right? An MP9 gets turned into a M4. They get a second op on the board, so now you got a double op set up. 4 kits out of 5, full utility, full head armor. I mean, they are set, and they have money in the bank with the momentum on their side. That right there, when you look to take bracket control as a T, it has to be with multiple numbers with multiple flashes. They throw one flash, wait for it to pop, and then they decide to try and swing, and it's 1 by 1.
Yep.
That's why they're punished from the player boosted at porch. That should have been a one and done spot. He gets one, he gets traded. It's unfortunately not that. They're able to make it work on the side of the blows. They're putting together a very solid CT half. Lavender needs to come up with some answers very, very quickly.
And I think my biggest question mark is, which I'll ask here in a second, but when I watch Classic here, is he's got an opportunity to try to find something. Because he was close to that AWP, and he'll smoke himself off to get back out. But my biggest question mark, Matt, was they had a smoke here on the left side towards porch side, but there was also a smoke inside right middle that kind of gave a little bit of a one-way to the top boost player. Was that thrown by Lavender?
I'm going to be honest, I didn't catch it, so I couldn't tell you one way or the other.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I would love to go back and watch the tape on that, because if they're throwing smoke, goodbye. There's a lot of trouble here.
There goes the pit.
There's a lot of trouble here. It's a 4v2 all of a sudden. Cactus and Speedy will definitely go for this. They've got the confidence so far on the night. They have no reason not to continue to try to test this. The Lavender looks like they may steal away around from the blows with just a couple of crisp shots. You can feel the hesitation from Speedy and Cactus here. They don't want to go for it, but they feel like they need to, and I agree. They need to. There's the headshot for Speedy. The trade, even better, but Speedy finds the headshot kill there, and now Cactus is forced in a 1v2 post-plant situation with an AWP. He can't go for it. He wants it, he feels it, but he can't go for it. Yeah, he's gone, actually. Shuba will delete him. So, CT side, thankfully for Lavender, the eco is huge.
I mean, just a couple of really solid deagle kills, right? They go arch side with 3. They're able to lose 1, but trade out with the other 2 and secure that side. And then they completely fall back to lane. As they're falling back to lane, the apartment player and the lane player are able to pick up 1 apiece, isolating both. I mean, a scrappy round. And that's kind of the trend that we're going with on this T side for Lavender all season is scrappy rounds are what's winning you rounds. And they just need to keep figuring it out on that fly.
Each round they win is more confidence in their belt. Starting to figure things out together. Starting to figure out what works and what doesn't. Starting to ask questions and get answers. There we go. Dank's going to get an easy kill here at Apartments. Thankfully, Speedy is just completely unaware. That's going to be a 5v4 now. And they are completely deciding to go with B. Now, this is what we talk about. You've got that banana clearance. You've got that pick A. How quickly are you executing into B? Are you going to be quick enough? Because right now, you don't have anything lined up, and you need to go. You need to go. You need to go. Now they've officially got a second man rotated in, and instead of executing, you're just walking into B, right into the waiting hands of other players. Oh, that's going to make that look easy. The Cactus gets 1 on trade, but not a second. So, good call from Lavender. They wanted just, I guess, wanted to feel that, let that feel out. Fair enough, he does it. Now you got Unspooky and Cloud on rotation. Again, they really should not even try to poke the bear here. They need to save their guns. The economy, they won't even be able to drop them next round. They'll have to hold them and hope that those can be hero M4s for the final round of the half, because if they drop them here, in Cloud, I don't even think he's going to have the money to drop a teammate. Maybe, just barely, man.
Yeah, he's I mean, if he's going to drop somebody, he's either going to drop his M4 and buy a FAMAS, or he's going to drop a FAMAS to somebody if he's able to stay alive.
He's testing it. Unspooky's gone with the clear save. But Cloud is going to continue to test, and he'll get another one out of it. Happy to pull 1, but eventually gets dropped. There you go. The one player who could have really afforded to drop his team there in that situation is now without a gun, and Unspooky will be the only one with a rifle. Unless one FAMAS is up. Oh, no. They're going to go M4, no head armor. Makes sense, I guess. But so, double M4. XM, 2 Deagles versus 4 AKs and an AWP. We'll see how this works out.
Yeah, no kit to be spoken of. So if it's a post-plant situation, the CTs have to play fast. Very light utility at this point. Only 2 smokes, 1 molly, and 4 flashes left on the side of the blows. And Dank's going to open it up and make it that much tougher.
Yeah, beautiful. Thankfully, that wasn't an M4 loss, but Dank gets a good read. And there you go. The reload is going to catch him off again. Cloud gets aggressive on the sound cue. Now it's a 4v4. Cloud stays aggressive. The fight in middle is there. What does Cloud do in response? Falls back off and starts to reset towards A, but no one's home. Look at this. The isolation and the push through from Shuba has now got Cactus worrying about his front and his back. This should be perfect for Lavender. I mean, this is a shutdown right here. There's no way Cactus can pull this one off. He's still on an island. Cloud literally not rotated off of A. Molly's all over. All 4 players are there. Guy has a knife in his hands. Shuba caught unaware. But HardFluff gets the trade. Now Cloud's got the 1v3 in front of him. Pat has the first isolation attempt. And there you go. Lavender Esports proving the 50% bald win rate is a possibility. They get their first win of the season. Now 1-3 with the possibility of going the distance.